So it is PAX Day 2. Rather than an end of video, I thought I would do a sort of during the day set. We are here before it opens. We have Keith. We have set up the stage. We have all of the different monsters set up here. Ratra, Grak, and Tanthos, and then players have, this is what we were saying last night. We have a three-person setup. As you can tell, this is a somewhat darker lighting. This is the lighting for the whole show. It is, again, a bit darker. One of the nice things, for sure, about PAX and everyone I've been to is they do a great job with walk space. Oh, hello, Mountaineers! And they do a great job of walk space, and it's just very comfortable. They're great shows in that regard. One of the other cool things, I'm just turning in different directions as I go, is just how much tabletop is here. It's really crazy. Mixed in throughout is a bunch of tabletop. We got Troubles over here and breaking games, but even more so, just down into this hallway, it opens up. It really is. I mean, one of the enforcers mentioned to me that he thought it was about 50% tabletop. I don't know, that seems huge, but it's a lot. So, but moving over here, where it gets a little bit brighter, we just have Skybound games. Look at all this board game stuff. Board game. And room. So it's really cool. And then when you come over here, they have open game space, magic events. Well, that looks cool. And just more and more just stuff across the board. It's just really impressive. So the floor is going to open up in a couple minutes. I really just wanted to give you an idea of what the space looked like. I'll get some more footage of what it looks like once there's people in here. We'll film the table, maybe hang out with some other people, that kind of thing. But this gives you an idea, at least, of what it's like. And I do want to end on one thing. I might zip to it. Amazing. That is so amazing. So amazing. So I just want to geek out for a second. The floor just opened, and like immediately a bunch of players who couldn't get to the table yesterday or came and played with other people brought more people over. We literally filled up immediately, and like as soon as we filled up, more players came over, and like we're like, we got here as fast as we could. That was so cool. Anyway, so the floor just opened. This is like 5 minutes after that last video. It's packed. Hey Keith! It's around noon right now. Full table of players getting in on the action with Skulk Hollow, but I also wanted to just get another view of the floor just for everyone. Things are busy and moving. We got Horsehead and Spider-Man. It's like one of those weird kid videos, unfortunately, on YouTube, but otherwise, look, it's just busy. Tons of people. Hard to navigate, but again, compared to a Gen Con or a different convention, really nice floor space. I really think they do a great job here, having very large crowds, but lots of room. It's just a huge convention hall, lots of stuff going on. I have to say, a number of these video games look awesome. I'm really, a lot of creative, a lot of indie stuff, and it just goes on and on and on. Some merch stuff, but not too much. It's mostly booths that are, selling stuff, and just very cool. Otaku Cafe probably selling some stuff. This area is pretty busy. That's Dungeons and Dragons, some sort of online version of it. I don't know how much of this is breaking. I've been focused on board games, but certainly looking cool. So the other thing I wanted to do was just walk around and show some of the other indie showcase games. So this is Bargain Quest. I remember their Kickstarter. Very cool pub bargain game. Looks gorgeous. Really awesome art direction. Cool guys as well and gals working on that project. Here we go, Bargain Quest. And then moving up, we got Drawing of the Dead. These guys have had a busy table. Now, one of the things, Bargain Quest is for sale. Drawing Dead is for sale. So, that's sort of interesting. This game here is Code World. This is one of the ones in development. Really crazy visual 3D space. Very neat. Code World. Then coming around the corner, we have Mountaineers. So Mountaineers, it's not getting people's face, also was on Kickstarter, successful. And I think this is now in production. I don't believe any of these are on sale, but they are getting people into their pledge manager and checking out the game. Sort of Ticket to Ride meets climbing, I think. Pretty intense. I haven't played, but very clear. And then we have Wisp in the Veil. Lots of people here. I don't think I'm going to get a great view, but this is neat. I'm going to lift this up to show you, but they have a lantern. They have a lantern in the game creating the game board. It's just a neat concept. They even have this shading area, but super neat, very cool, very creative. And then we got Floodgate Games. They're just here with Sagrada. So, I mean, most of you have played Sagrada, but certainly very popular and a game everyone's checking out. And we are back at Skulk Hollow. So this year was really interesting, right? It wasn't just indie games that weren't published yet. You had games that have already been through Kickstarter, or also games that are just at retail. So that's different. But anyway, everyone's having fun, lots of games playing, and it's really neat because we're really in the middle of the video game section. So super traffic, not as great lighting, but pretty cool. Anyway. So I wanted to take a walk out of that main darker area, which is totally packed now. It's about 4:30 later in the day, and just come up to this, to the gaming side, the board gaming side. We got Unpub, we got Cool Stuff Inc. over there, Wormwood, and just start walking through more of the board gaming space. As you can see, way better lit. A lot more tables, more space, still crazy busy, and the flow has been through here. We have Record, which just funded on Kickstarter recently, and just a ton of people, maybe a few more that you might normally see, and more light. That's been the challenge for us on the other side, but it's still been cool. One deck dungeon, just the whole shebang. So again, I think I'll do one little clip towards the end, but I wanted to come just show. Look at this gaming over here. This is crazy amount of people just playing and engaging. It is a massive space. Tons of tournaments online. I saw Hearthstone. Looks like Smash Brothers over there. We have more and more gaming. It is an awesome space with just awesome play going on. So I've just been very impressed with this show altogether. I'm going to show you this little enforcer thing they do at the end, which I think is hilarious, if I can film it. But anyway, so this is still more time, day 2 at PAX South. This is what I was talking about. They basically take their enforcers in a line, and they just start walking down the hall. This line of orange at this show enforcers pushing people out like toothpaste. Anyway. It's just very well organized as a show. Oh, there's some more. We're an exhibitor, so they don't push us out. But anyway, that's the end of day 2. We'll wrap up and rock on. Howdy. This is the end of day 2. For the filming today, I actually was going around and getting a lot of footage from the floor. Cool. But, thoughts and feedback from day 2 here at the PAX South Indie Showcase?
Lots and lots of interest and lots of playtests, man. I think people are really excited about the game, and it jazzes me up even more about it to see people getting excited about it. We did a couple small tweaks after a lot of our playtests yesterday, and it was cool to kind of see those play out. And I think in general they were all good changes. So lots of benefits from the playtesting and just kind of lots of excitement for the product.
Yeah, and that was something I wanted to mention. We got together after it. We took notes the entire show yesterday. We went back to the room, listed them out, figured out what's for later and what we could actually change. And we went through, changed a victory condition with one of the Guardians. We adjusted some cards. We wrote on things. I mean, we really went for it.
Right.
And then we got to come back and see it and see the results, almost all of which were positive. Also, just I know from my experience, the teaching, knowing, people were getting caught up on this detail and adjusting it just made things smoother as we went, right?
Agreed, 100%. And it's like when you start demoing games, you kind of start building the script in your head of like, what's the best way to teach it? Do you talk about this first, or do you talk about this first? And kind of a lot of times, for at least for me, that evolves over doing it lots of times, and that's happened on this show as well.
For me,
So Dustin had never been at a convention before or done any game demos.
Yeah, I was extremely nervous yesterday about doing it because I'd never done it before. So approaching it, I was very cautious, and I kind of kicked back and watched Keith and Ed do it. But today, I was way more into it.
You're making us look bad.
Yeah, he was all in.
It was way easier
Picking up people
today.
over there. No, it was impressive. It was awesome.
And the adjustments we made last night made a huge difference. I didn't feel it was like unbalanced anymore, especially with Tanthos.
Yeah.
So much better and so much easier.
Yeah, so those little design tweaks are definitely making an impact. And it's just kind of just cool to be showing the game. Really.
I don't know if we're going to end up doing a day 3 video or not. We may, but hopefully you enjoyed getting a little bit more of the floor. And yeah, super cool. So have a great night.
Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.